They are not too much know about radiology, I think, because when people ask me, what's your major? I said, radiology. What's radiology? Is it Ronson? Yeah, enough. They are just, no, until that.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, yeah.
Nickname, is it Fira?
Yes. My full name is Nyimas Shafirah Fitriani.
Right now it's about 5:30 p.m. over here. What time is it over there?
It's 5:30 a.m. and everybody are still sleeping here.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being up and early for this. You're from Indonesia?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm from Indonesia. Okay. Indonesia is a country from ASEAN. Maybe people are more famous about Bali. We just have two seasons. It's summer and rain. So in Indonesia, it's very, very hot. I think the season is hot and so hot.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very hot. And in hot season, there's still raining, but in very, very hot season, there is no rain.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So you're a college student. You're in college, correct?
I'm a final year in radiography school. My major name is Technique Radio-diagnostic and Radiotherapy. My college name Poltekkes Jakarta 2. I want to tell you that radiography school is not too much here. Under government, they are just for school in Indonesia.
Wow.
So still seldom to find radiography school in here. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And why did you what made you choose radiography? What caught your interest?
I was want to enter university to be a teacher of mathematics, and then I don't know. I just think that I want to work in hospital,
Okay.
but I don't want to be a nurse,
Right.
and I don't know what I have to think about until I found my college, Poltekkes Jakarta 2, and they are still open for entry test college, and I take the entry test, and I accepted. Yeah.
And what do you think
Okay.
of the program so far? What do you think
Oh,
about the field?
I think I really like my major. I think that I choose the best major.
Well, I wish you all the best in your program.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And this is your final year, right? So you're almost there?
Yeah.
Almost there.
We don't have we don't have class again, but we need to complete our thesis.
Okay. All right. What areas do you feel more challenging?
Oh, more challenging. I think when we are in internship,
Okay.
yeah, uh, more challenging in learning imaging modality.
Okay.
It's pretty hard.
Yeah.
In each semester, we have 3 months to internship, and we have 3 hospitals a day. And in every hospital, we learn different modality and system and equipment, etc. And it was really fun to learn different equipment, pathologies, and sometimes it's heartbreaking to find hard condition of patient.
I think it takes a special person to be in this field and to want to help other people, especially who are not doing very well, who are sick. So thank you for joining this field and doing your part.
Oh, no problem.
What exams do you see yourself doing more of?
I see a lot of thorax, chest X-ray
Oh, yes.
examinations. By the way, thanks for advance. Thanks for advance that you was giving me a tips for sinus paranasal
Oh, yes.
projection.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes, of course. I remember.
Yeah, and I really like sinus paranasal examination.
Yeah.
Especially for waters. It's challenging.
Yes.
I really like.
How many days do you attend school?
We have 5 days to go to college, but we just need to adjust our schedule with our lecturer. So if there's no lecturer want to teach, so we don't have to go to college. But when there's lecturer, yeah, just go to the college.
Let me see here. So you're 20 years old. That's very young to start the program.
I'm 20 years
Congratulations.
old.
Yeah.
Okay.
Later in the future, do you see yourself, branching to other modalities, or where do you see yourself in the future?
And I want to be a specialist in imaging modality, like MRI, CT scan, or I want to be a worker in radiography, radiotherapy, or nuclear medicine. But I still don't know what imaging modality I have to choose. But I think when I will graduate this year, I will work first and try to think about it for 2 years,
Right.
and I will continue my imaging modality.
You chose a great field because there's a lot of
Yes.
opportunities. The hospitals right now, are they a little busier or they're not as
Yes.
busy? Yeah.
Yes. There is restrictions, large scale, social distancing here. We cannot go outside for meet friends, and we have to use masker. Yeah. There's no lockdown here, but yeah, what I will say, there's restriction for a large scale of the social distancing. It's time to obey the rules.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And it's for everybody's safety. Over here, we have a lot of stores that are not open. A lot of stores are.
Yeah, here too.
Yeah. I know you mentioned some great topics. So college was one of those, right?
I was recommending you for 3 topics. It's difference between Asian and American radiology technologies, development of radiology modality between developing country and developed country, because Indonesia is developing country. And I will show you college life of radiography school, like how long it takes, how the process of the study, and tuition fee. Generally, I will explain about radiology technologies in Indonesia.
Okay.
But I have information too from another country like Korea, Singapore, and Philippines.
Okay.
Difference between Asian and American radiology technologies. All graduated of radiography students can work in all modality here. Although they have specialty. Why? Because in college we learn the basics of our modalities. Okay. In here, as example, if you are a specialist of MRI and you get into the hospital where there's no MRI, there's just CT scan, it's okay. But when you are getting into the work, you have to work in all modalities. Example, in morning shift, you will work in ronsen or contrast fluoroscopy, and the next shift you will work in MRI. But if you have double shift, except radiotherapy and nuclear medicine, they are standalone and they are separate from Department of Radiology, so they have on their radiographer. And for ultrasonography, there's not too much sonographer here.
Okay.
So how about radiology technologies in America? Do you have a specialist?
Radiography is usually like the base. And then from there, you go into CT or MRI, wherever they kind of need you. And then we have sonography as well, but it's separate training for that one. Nuclear medicine is also another training. So you need like a separate license for each one, especially here in Texas. But you could always come back to radiography. If they need an x-ray, if you're in MRI, then you come and help out with x-rays. Interventional radiology, or there's radiation therapy as well. So there's just so many. Mammography is another one. As a radiographer, you just kind of have to be open to wherever they need you. But like you said, if you're trained in MRI, but they don't have MRI, then you just learn CT. When you have more than one, we call those super techs. Yeah, because you could do any modality.
Both.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's always a great idea to learn as many as you can. So far, which ones have caught your interest? Which modalities do you like a little bit more?
Oh, I think I'm interested to MRI.
MRI, yeah, that's a good one. That's
yeah.
Good. And the great thing about MRI is there's no radiation. It's all magnets. Yes. So you don't have to worry about a high dosage. Do you all use dosimeters as well?
Oh yeah, yes. We use.
Yeah.
We call it TLD.
TLD.
TLD, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
We use that during our internship.
So 3 years, right? 3 years program?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. And in the 3 years, do you come out with like where you could already start working in MRI or CT, or do you need to go back to school for a little bit longer?
In the second year, we learn the basics of the imaging modality, like MRI, CT scan, and we learn ultrasonography too, radiotherapy, nuclear medicine, mammography, yeah, all of them. And we start to intern the imaging modality in the second year. The third year.
The third year.
When, yeah, when we will graduate, we will get into the hospital and we can work in all modalities.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like when in the last hospital I was internship, I feel like I'm a radiographer.
Yeah. Here in Texas, we only go for 2 years. We start externship already in the second semester. So you already you go out there pretty early already. You want to start by following other radiographers, right? You learn from them, and then you get a little bit more hands-on.
Number 2 topic, development of radiology modality between developing country and developed country. Imaging modality in Indonesia, outside of the capital, is still not too much. As example, in my countryside, there is just one MRI.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. In the capital, there have so many imaging modality, but we still count for radiotherapy and nuclear medicine.
Okay.
And in my countryside, there's no radiotherapy and nuclear medicine. I hope someday we have one of them. But in the capital, I was internship in the radiotherapy too, and they have one linear accelerator. They just have one clinic, and they have 80 patients in a day.
Wow.
It was really tired when I was internship there.
80
And
patients.
I have a friend from Singapore. She's working in radiotherapy, and she said the place she's working now is like a clinic.
Okay.
I think, wow, different level, so much. Indonesia and Singapore, I thought we are close. Some hospitals in Indonesia still use conventional technique.
Wow.
Automatic processing,
Okay.
manual processing, yeah. But it's outside of the capital. And in the capital, in the city with high income, mostly they are using DR, but for hospitals with high amount of patients, they had been using DR.
So one MRI machine.
Yes, in my countryside,
Wow. Okay. Okay. Is there a lot of people in that population? Is there a lot of people that live there?
Yes,
Yes.
yes. So many people in society.
Hopefully it starts to grow more
Yes,
equipment.
I hope so.
Radiography can really help save lives or find what's going on.
Yes.
It makes a big difference in the care for people. And then on top of that, more jobs, right? Hopefully like that can happen soon. Hopefully soon.
Yeah. In my countryside too, I want to tell you, I think there are not too much radiography student. But as long as I know, there is no radiography student here.
Wow.
Yeah, people are prefer to take economics, business, and like pure science, and they are not too much know about radiology, I think, because when people ask me, what's your major? I said, radiology. What's radiology? Is it Ronson? Yeah, enough. They are just, until that.
It's a growing field. It's growing technology. You're already looking into the future. And when people see that radiology is very important, people are going to start going to school, but you'll already be done with school. You'll already be experienced, and you'll be ahead, a lot more ahead than everybody else. So it's a great career.
People will like this major, and I hope in the future there are more students from outside of the capital.
In those studies, you work very close with the doctors. How do you like working with doctors over there?
It's always very fun to discuss with doctors, with radiologists. We have the last topic. I will show you about college life in radiography school in here. For me, I'm a vocation student. Okay, so it takes 3 years to graduate. there is bachelor program too. It takes 4 years.
Okay.
There is no like master, MD or PhD program in Indonesia. So we have to go to abroad to continue learning about radiology. Tuition fee in Indonesia for radiography school is twice more expensive than normal because we have practice, right? Generally, college, they will take 204.15 dollars, but for radiography school, it takes 405.56 dollars. So it was more expensive, right? But I think it's worth it, and we have more practice in hospital. So yeah, it makes perfect.
Wow. So if you choose radiography, you're paying twice as much, right? So
Yeah,
you gotta go with it, right? You gotta stay with it
yeah.
all the way.
Sometimes it's hard to know that, oh my God, I take the expensive major.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of books do y'all use?
We have 3 recommendations from our lecturer. First, Mariels
Yeah.
to Kenneth Elbon Ranger, and the last one is Kache Clark. There is not too much uh, radiography book in Indonesia, and we cannot find them in bookstore. We have to go to the library to read the books, and there are no Indonesian book for radiography. There are just English book for them. So it's sometimes hard to learn the book because we have to know the English first. And we learn English radiology in college. Yeah.
Wow.
Because radiology, I think but they have their own English, right?
Yes. The language is very difficult.
Yeah.
Even here, American students have problems pronouncing a lot of the words because they're very difficult. The physics, there's a lot of big words and difficult words as well. So that's got to be an extra challenge for you all, having to know the English or read the English with these words that are already very difficult. Any tips for anybody interested in radiography?
But we learn the equipment too. We learn about physics, mathematics. Yeah. I think this is right for you who interested in physics or like mathematics and biology. Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Great advice. You have to want to do it.
Yeah.
If you're doing it because somebody else wants you to do it, it's going to be harder. It's going to be more difficult. But when something's hard and you achieve it, it's more rewarding. You feel better about it because it wasn't easy. So I think that's why, radiographers are special, because it's not easy. Not everybody knows about it. And then to finish the program, you've accomplished a lot. You've covered the physics, you covered anatomy, you covered the equipment. It's just so much stuff that we have to learn in a little
Yes.
while. In a few years, you're getting all this information. Any tips on how to study?
I think social media right place to learn to,
Right.
because there are so many akun who explain about radiology too. Cause so in free time we can learn with handphone in our hands. So yeah,
Yeah, that's
Okay.
great advice. That's great advice because social media, more people are using it today, and you could
Yes.
use it for several reasons. And learning is one reason. Is there a social media that you'd like to use more for learning? Is there a platform that you prefer or you learn more from?
I use Instagram,
Yeah.
Tumblr,
Yeah.
and Look.
Okay. Wow.
Yes. Not too much, actually. And YouTube. Yeah, I love YouTube.
It's a great source. I didn't have those social medias when I was going to school. I wish I did have them because you could just keep learning.
Try to remember this if every time. When you want to get X-ray, before it produces, there are a lot of people who contribute to this field, who sacrifice just cause they want to help save the life. Although the risk they got was not small, protection that uses today need research a lot of time. So don't make what they fight wasting. Save a life with maximal protect. Protect your patient, protect you, protect around, because everything will be us.
So Fira, thank you so much
Yes.
for joining us
You're
today.
welcome, Mr. Jason.
Yes,
Nice
thank
to
you.
meet you.
Nice to meet you.